Hello everyone and welcome back to another math video. Today we're going to be talking about how do you solve equations similar to these problems that you see up on the screen here. Just a reminder, this is the speedrun version where we go through it pretty quickly. If you want the normal version of the lesson, I'll link that in the description below. For your Ricasso Recap, you should already know how to use the distributive property. You should know how to combine like terms. If you want refreshers on these topics, there will be videos in the description below. Please go watch those before you start this lesson. All right, new lesson starts now. Here we go. So here's our problem. Looks big, scary, ugly. We're gonna break it into 3 steps, okay? Step 1 says to distribute. Okay, we should know how to distribute. So, all right, so boom, here it is when you have distributed. So step 1 is done. Step 2 says to combine like terms. Now, something new here. There is a wall going through the equal sign, okay? So you cannot combine like terms across the wall. For example, you would want to combine 24G and 12G. Those are like terms, but there's a wall separating them, so cannot combine them. You want to combine 8 and 10. Can't combine them because there's a wall. However, you can combine 10 and 34. When you do that, you are left with 44 plus 12G. Step 2 is done. We have combined like terms, but not across the wall. All right, step 3, let's talk about this. It says move variables to one side. Variables are just the letters. So I'm going to circle the variables in blue here. 24G, 12G. All right, you have to decide, do you want to put the letters on the left side or the right side? Okay, you can move this 24G over here, or you can move this 12G over here, up to you. I am going to move the variables to the left-hand side. That's just a habit of mine. Some students like that, but it's up to you. So we need to move this 12G to the other side. The way you move across the wall is you do the opposite of what you see. So for example, this is saying plus 12G. The opposite of adding 12G is to minus 12G. Minus 12G. We're going to do it on both sides because we need to be balanced. Okay, this is like a balance scale. If you do it on the right side, have to do it on the left side. What you do on one side, you have to do to the other side. All right, so we've done the letters. The next part of this phrase, step 3, move the lonely numbers to the opposite side. By lonely numbers, I just mean the numbers that aren't attached to a letter. Okay, the regular numbers. So that would be the 8 and the 44. Now, notice it says to the other side. So we chose to put our letters on the left side, which means that we are choosing to put our regular numbers on the right side. So I need to move this 8 to the other side. Well, we do the opposite again. So the opposite of plus 8 is to minus 8, and we do it on both sides. And now we get to here. 24, we go straight down. 24 minus 12 is 12G. 8 minus 8 is 0. 44 minus 8 is 36. 12G minus 12G is 0G. And now we're going to drop the zeros because 0 is just nothing. So drop this 0, drop this 0, and we're left with 12G equals 36. There is one more step that we're going to talk about in the next slide, but for now, we need to make sure we understand you move the letters to the left side and the numbers to the right side. All right, now for the new step. Let's bring our work over. All right, so here's our work that we already did. Step 4, the new step. So we've done step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, isolate with opposites. So we're trying to get this G by itself. The G wants to be on the left side all by itself. But this 12 is being annoying. It's in its space. So we need to move the 12 to the other side. Well, we've already said to move things across this wall in the middle, we have to do the opposite, the inverse, okay? And what we need to remember is what's going on with this 12 and G? Are they adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing? Well, they're multiplying, okay? When they're right next to each other, that means they're multiplying. So the opposite of multiplying by 12 is we are going to divide by 12. And once again, we're going to do it on both sides. So now 12 divided by 12 leaves me with 1G equals 36 divided by 12 is 3. Once you have 1g by itself, you are done. Okay, 1g, 1x, whatever the letter is. Also, instead of writing 1g, you could have just put g equals 3. All right, here's our cool clock for today, which means that it's time for you to practice what you just learned. Go ahead and pause the video, try these 4 problems on your own, go all the way through, solve it to the end. When you're ready, you can unpause the video and we'll check your answers. Okay, now that you've had time to work these problems, let's check your solutions. Okay, for the first problem here is the work. Your final answer should have been 1g equals -4. For the second problem here is the work. Should have gotten 1b equals 5. For the third problem, here is the work. Should have gotten 1m equals -1. For the fourth problem, let's talk about this real quick because we haven't seen many problems like this. This fraction bar just means divide. So this is saying b divided by 4. Well, we need to move this 4 to the other side. So we need to do the opposite of dividing by 4. Well, the opposite of dividing by 4 is to multiply by 4. So we're going to multiply by 4. We're going to do it on both sides. Again, remember this raised dot just means multiply. We don't use the x anymore. And so there's some fraction stuff going on here. But at the end of the day, what happens is you are left with 1b will be equal to 10. And this is your final answer. All right, that's it for today. I hope you all have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.